Yo, what up, world? 502 King Power here, coming to y'all with yet another video. So, in this video, I'm gonna cut right to the chase. I'm gonna be going over 10 different things, 10 red flags that you should know when dealing with people, when to cut them off immediately. I mean, you have to cut them off. If you choose to ignore the red flags, it's on you. It's on you. But I'm gonna give you 10 of them. And these can, if you choose to notice them in people and you choose to analyze in situations early on and make smart decisions, not to engage in toxic relationships, you know, this is going to benefit you here. So, number one, they minimize your accomplishments or only celebrate if they can directly benefit from that accomplishment. So, let's say you get a big promotion and you notice that person, you tell them and they're just not reacting in a way that you find, you just think that it's a bit odd. You think that the person should be more happy for you than what they are, and they're not. Or they may celebrate with you and then try to figure out, okay, now how can I gain from your progress in life? It doesn't have to be with necessarily, like I said, you getting a raise or a new job or anything like that. You know, it can be the most minuscule accomplishments. You know, you can get a new car, you can get a new house, and if that person can directly benefit, then they don't care. That kind of person you do not want in your life, you do not want around you. They're just going to leech off of you until they can't leech anymore, until you don't have shit. So try to keep those kind of people away from you. Number two, avoid, and this is a big red flag, people that when, and they don't necessarily have to fall out with you, but when you see them fall out with other people, they talk extremely bad about them, or they start to tell their personal business. This kind of person can only be taken one way, and that's to not deal with them. I'm telling you, you do not want to let a person like that into your personal life, because think about what they'll do as soon as they have the chance with you. As soon as you fall out, they'll be telling everybody how you're terrible, horrible, and just telling all your personal business. And you don't need to have friends or people around you like that in your life. Number three, they lie a lot. And that's with little or no remorse. We all lie from time to time, normally little small things here and there. But when you see somebody who lies a lot, and again, most of these behaviors, they're not going to do directly with you at first, but you can observe these early on with other people, how they react with other people. So when you see that they're, for instance, talking to a family member and they're lying, or they're talking to a friend and they're lying, you can assume that that person will do the same thing to you if the opportunity presents itself. So why would you want to be around a liar? Number four, they count your pockets. And I cannot stress this enough, man. You do not need anybody around you that's going to count your pockets and try to figure out how much you're making, what you're doing, how much you have. It's none of their fucking business. But for some reason, we always have that one or two people around you that constantly want to figure out how much something costs, what's the value on this and that. And those kind of people you do not need around you, because they're just trying to figure out how they can get a piece of what you have. If you work hard for your money, if you work hard for the shit that you have, the last thing you need is somebody around who's just trying to figure out how they can get in where they fit in into your pockets. So just keep that in mind. That was number, four. Number five, a red flag. Somebody who has an unrealistic view of life. Somebody who just really thinks that they are somebody or something that they're not. It's okay to have confidence. It's okay to, have some type of charisma about yourself, but you also have to know that you're not perfect. And that's one thing that I really, want people to look out for when you're dealing with people who just see themselves as being God Almighty when it's not the case. So, be aware of that, man, because those people will pull you down. Nothing will ever be good enough that you do. What they do, they don't even view as good enough. They just have an unrealistic, they have to warp their reality in order for them to be happy. And it's really, that's a mental illness, but that's a whole nother topic. Number six, stay away. This is a big red flag for me personally, because I'm big on family. Anybody who disrespects their family, big no for me. Like, if I'm dating, I don't even have to be dating. If it's a guy friend that I have, I don't do the cussing in front of parents. I don't do that. I was raised to where you do not cuss in front of your parents. You do not cuss in front of your elders, grandparents, auntie, anything. If somebody cusses directly to their parents, around their parents, they don't have any type of respect. They have a lack of respect. If they have a lack of respect for their parents, they can't respect you. So you want to try to avoid people like that. Number 7. They disrespect the waiter. So there's a saying that, someone who treats you nice but treats the waiter mean is not a nice person. You have to really watch, like, when you go out into public settings with people, watch how they treat people who are in subservient positions to them. Watch how they treat, the person who's valet parking the car. Watch how they treat the waiter. Watch how they treat housekeeping, janitors, people who can do nothing for them, basically. It's important to watch this because, like I said, this is you being able to watch this person and seeing how they treat somebody when they have nothing to gain from the situation. When they find themselves in a higher position, quote unquote, how they react to people. You don't want somebody who sees themselves as better than other people around you. You just don't. Those kind of people are very dangerous, not only to themselves but to the people around them. You just don't want somebody who disrespects people in lower positions, basically. Number 8. We almost done here, y'all. I'm trying to make this quick. So, number 8. They can't take constructive criticism. Stay the fuck away from anybody who you can't tell them, hey man, I think you should maybe do things a little bit differently, it'd be better. And they can't just take that, with a grain of salt. A lot of people are able to take constructive criticism. If you tell them, hey man, I think, I can teach you how to shoot that basketball a little bit better. I can show you how to write that article a little bit better. I can show you how to do this or do that. A lot of people are open to that because we understand, healthy people understand that, you're never a perfect vessel. You're constantly learning. And you can always learn from other people, so they don't take offense to when you give them criticism. Somebody who is going to be a toxic type of person, they're not open to criticism at all. I mean, you could tell them the smallest thing and it's going to completely fuck their whole world up. So stay away from people like that. Last 2 here. Number 9. Another red flag is someone who is alcoholic or they have drug problems. So let me explain what I mean by that. Because I know a lot of people recreationally smoke weed, they drink alcohol, they, do different things. Some people recreationally smoke cigarettes when they get drunk, or, whatever the case is. So there's a difference between that and being an alcoholic and having a drug problem. I shouldn't have to explain the difference between all that. You guys know that if you are dependent on a substance, then it is a problem. So if you're dependent, then it's a problem. A red flag, I would say, if you don't already have somebody in your life, if they're not already a family member, somebody who's been around, or somebody new just coming in, why would you want somebody who's an alcoholic or has drug problems to be in your life? That's a potential toxic relationship that you'll have down the road, whether it's a friendship, business partnership, or relationship, whatever the case is. Try to stay away from people like that because they have a hard time dealing with stress. The coping mechanisms are just not good. It's not there. They're not able to deal with hard situations, deal with emotional situations, able to deal with things in a mature way, which leads me to number 10. Biggest red flag, besides the, disrespecting the family, to me, is immaturity, man. You cannot deal with somebody who's going to be an immature person. Immature people are just kids who was probably raised fucked up, who grew up in the fucked up adults. And I know it's a messed up definition I just gave, but that's what immaturity is. It's people who did not develop the way that they should have in their childhood, and they continued on into their adulthood. You have to avoid these type of people because you can't logically come to them. You can't have an adult face-to-face conversation with them. You cannot think of things in an adult way. You know, when there's a situation that comes up, any kind of conflict, they're going to think of things in a childish way, most of the time reacting emotionally or whatever, or just, you know, like kind of throwing a fit. When a mature person, when the problem confronts them, they think of solutions, man. They think of different ways that they can overcome that problem. So I know I went through a lot here. I'm at 10 minutes, so I want to wrap this up, but that was 10 red flags. Again, I'm gonna go through them real quick, just in case y'all want to write them down, whatever. Number 1, anybody who minimizes your accomplishments. Number 2, anyone who when they fall out with people, they start talking bad about them, tell their business. Number 3, they lie. They count your pockets. They have an unrealistic view of themselves. They disrespect family. They disrespect people in subservient roles like the waiter and so forth. They can't take constructive criticism. Alcoholic or drug problems, or anyone who's immature. Now, understand that you're going to come across a lot of different people in your life. You're going to come across people from all different walks of life. And you cannot change anyone. It's not your job to change anyone. You influence through your action, through what you choose to do, how you choose to carry yourself. There's a saying, be the change that you want to see inside the world. So if you want to attract certain kind of people around you, and I'm gonna make another video on the law of attraction, but if you want to attract a good quality of people around you, then you have to be that yourself. Try to avoid dealing with these type of people that carry these negative things about them. Watch out for them red flags out there, man. Make sure y'all take care of y'all mental health, y'all spiritual health, y'all physical health. I can't stress it enough, man. I love y'all. Continue to like, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. 502 King Paul, I'm out.